Today we're going to take a look at Baten Kaitos Origins for the Nintendo GameCube, released in 2006 as a prequel to Baten Kaitos Wings and the Lost Ocean. I'll focus on some similarities and differences between the two games, but for the most part, I want to treat this as a dedicated review of Origins. Monolith Soft decided on a new system for its card-based combat, which at first had me taken back. Combat is still turn-based, but now the entire party shares the same deck of cards, aka Battle Magnus. Each card has a number assigned to it except for healing and some buffing cards. Your objective in combat is going to be how long you can keep a combo going by selecting cards in sequential order, from 0 through 6 for example. You can skip numbers along the way to maintain your combo as long as you continue upwards in numerical value. Trust me, it sounds more complicated than it really is. What threw me off at first was the fact that my deck lacked in variety as far as numerical values go. So I was limited to only a couple of attacks for the first few hours of the game. But as you progress, your party grows. You'll be able to select cards from a larger pool and combos become longer, which is essential because damage output increases the longer you keep your combo going. You can even relay your combo onto the next character if you have the right cards, resulting in the flashiest, most rewarding part of combat.
This is bound to hurt.
Once you obtain your full party, you're going to want to build your deck accordingly. You'll be tempted to throw every card and ability you have into the deck, but there is such a thing as too many cards. I personally found that if I kept character-specific cards like spells and armor limited to about 1 or 2, it kept my card pool pretty balanced. For example, Sagi, the main character, can't use Gilo's spells out of the main pool of cards on display during his turn. Sagi would then either have to discard cards or skip his turn entirely if I was to have flooded my deck with Gilo spells. Again, I kept my deck very light with 2, sometimes only 1 character-specific type cards to avoid this. Yes, in addition to basic attack cards, there are spell cards with level values assigned in addition to the numerical values we discussed earlier. Hang with me. You see, as you build your combo up using basic attack cards, there's a level meter that will increase as well. The level's value represents which spells you can use. So a meter at level 2 will let me use a level 2 spell card, and a meter at level 3 will let me use a level 1 and a level 2 spell during one combo. It may sound like a lot of numbers to manage in the heat of battle, but I promise you it's not. And the game's audio cues make it even easier, and we'll discuss that later.
This is bound to hurt.
I noticed this whole shared deck idea that Monolith implemented as opposed to the separate decks used in Eternal Wings is divisive among fans, so please let me know which you prefer in the comments. That being said, gone are the healing cards that expire over time, and gone is the poker hand style of the original, where you had to match pairs, straights, and things like that. All you gotta do here is keep a numerical order. Your party also heals after every battle, which I found a huge relief, and I think every JRPG should do this if possible. I found notoriously difficult boss battles to be pretty easily and usually beat them on my first try. Granted, they lasted a long time, but I don't know if that's because I already beat the original and I'm used to the series already, but I like to think it's because of my simple yet effective deck building, and you'll have your own style as well. Again, let me know what kind of deck building strategies you used in your playthrough. There's no one build to rule them all, and I think that's what makes Baten Kaitos so unique. Your main dude in the story is Sagi, a spiritor, someone with the ability to communicate with guardian spirits, aka us, the player. And it's said that they possess abnormal guidance and protection. You'll control Sagi around the 5 great nations in the sky, and you'll notice the game's art style is 3D characters over 2D backgrounds, and the battles take place in a fully 3D environment. This 3D over 2D art style makes Baten Kaitos feel like a PS1 JRPG, but kind of perfected to its ultimate form. Every environment in the game feels clean and crisp due to the painstakingly detailed backgrounds. Traversing around is really an experience in and of its own. You won't get as many bizarre and charming town designs here in Origins as you did in the original, but there's still some interesting places to visit. My favorite town being Sedna, the clay model themed town, which, funny story, was video game directors Yasuyuki Hone's idea for an Earthbound sequel, which was denied but reused here in Origins for the town of Sedna. You start the game as Sagi, a member of the Alphard Empire's Dark Service, who's given the task to kill Emperor Ogun with the help of Gilo, sort of a living doll and Sagi's best friend. A very suspicious assignment given to Sagi since he's viewed by his peers as very young and being inexperienced. Warning, very minor spoilers ahead, and I won't show anything past disc 2 in this review, just so you know. Another individual kills the Emperor before Sagi can get a chance to. Sagi is blamed for the murder anyway and is now being targeted. Upon escaping, they run into the third and final member of the team, a young woman named Millie. A man named Gelderblame tells them to meet with Quaestor Varus, a fellow spiritor, who with his help, Sagi and his team are going to get down to what's really going on. The central plot revolves around the struggle between men in power who believe in pro-machination, which is the mechanical forces in this world, and men in power who believe in pro-magnation, which are the magical forces. You'll notice everyone's going to want to impose their own ideals, and Sagi's just along for the journey. Of course, Sagi continues to work for Virus, who promises to clear his name for the murder of Ogun, with Virus seemingly wanting to put an end to the spread of pro-machination, which is mechanizing nations around the world by Bauheit himself, the creator of Machina and close ally to Ogun. More twists and turns soon follow, and as you might not be able to tell, there isn't much Emperor, Senate, and overall political speak in Origins, which is great because I hate that. Instead, the story flows even quicker than the original, and you'll be going from location to location in no time. There isn't much to the dungeon layout and puzzle design, which is good because you're going to have your hands full managing and building your deck. Magnus cards are used heavily in dungeons, blank Magnus to be exact, which are used to hold that dungeon's item of interest. Use said item of interest to solve puzzles and unblock paths by simply selecting the item and releasing it onto the switch or mechanism. Not a big deal, fair enough. In fact, dungeons were a cakewalk compared to the tough time that I had in towns. I don't know, but Origins felt like it had me wandering back and forth all over town for what felt like hours trying to find whatever triggered the next part of the story. You basically have to talk to everyone at times, and they can talk. Not only that, you have to investigate every nook and cranny of towns to find items and story points. I guess that's why completionists have spent an average of 224 hours completing this game. Jeez. Luckily, an average playthrough will last about 43 hours. I feel like I should let you know, with this being a prequel and all, that there will be numerous locations revisited from the original, but not in a lazy way. It's crucial for the story, and it's not like they copy and pasted areas. Revisited areas are revamped graphically a bit, again based around the story, so point there. The music in Origins retains that orchestral soundscape found in the original. Of course, remixing a lot of the original's themes with a certain theme for a boss you fight 3 times being my favorite.
Giacomo! Sagi, I presume? What a disgrace. I'll see to it that the service's tarnished name is washed clean in blood.
Another example of what all JRPGs need is a battle theme that doesn't get tiring.
May my blade be sharp. There.
This is bound to hurt.
And Origins provides that and some, with several long battle themes that are energetic and plain old fun to listen to. The voice acting is an improvement I'm sure we're all glad to see. Sagi and Gilo are voiced exceptionally, especially Gilo having both male and female voices, with snarky remarks towards Millie that had me literally laughing out loud. Gilo just hates her for no reason, it's hilarious.
A private vessel? Neat!
Look at the half-wit grin. No one said it was your private vessel.
Millie takes the crown as the best voiced character though. She speaks with passion and not like she hates her job, like the voices in the original felt.
How can you be so calm, dummy? Go ahead, kick back while you rot to death. But I'm not ready to turn into hollow compost. You got me?
Okay. Why don't we calm down a little? I'm sure there's a way out.
I mentioned earlier that the sound effects during battle can actually help you in battle, with cues for everything like downed allies, combos, relays, and spell level increases. You really could just use the audio in your lower third of the screen to battle. I think a lot of polish went into the battle system in that regard. It's no wonder Baten Kaitos is universally acclaimed for its combat system.
May my blade be sharp. Good enough. More.
This game sets out to improve and streamline a lot of what made the original feel a bit cumbersome or difficult. The single deck for the entire party being the biggest example. This game actually has favorable RNG in that it generates cards that you need if you play your sequences like you're supposed to. Basically generating Magnus you need in order to continue your combo, or even healing Magnus when the game sees you're in need of healing. Something I can say was not in the original. The story beats are even more concise than they were in the original, thanks to limiting drawn out character introductions and just getting on with it. With a party size held to 3 members who can go anywhere and do anything without yammering on. I still can't say Origins is necessarily better than the original or vice versa. I think they're both equally difficult when you don't have a grasp on the deck building and battle system. But once you create a plan for your deck and stick to it, both games become increasingly rewarding because you did it. You outsmarted the game. You, the guardian spirit, with your ultimate wisdom, put together a deck in which could be ready for any battle that comes your way. That really is the beauty of Baten Kaitos. That'll do it for this review. Guys, this game is enormous. There's gonna be things I couldn't cover. Please let me know what I missed in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.